Knicks family, what is poppin' with you, man? What is poppin' with you? We talked about it in the game preview. We couldn't lose this game. This was not the game to lose. We lost it, ladies and gentlemen. And it's painful. I can't even front. It's painful, man. It's painful to lose this game. I'm at a loss for words. No doubt about it. Guys are here arguing, coming up with crazy takes. You know, I mean, somebody blamed Theo Pinson. Somebody blamed Iggy Brasdeikis. You know what I'm saying? Somebody freaking blamed Emmanuel Mudiay. I mean, people, you know, the blame is going around all over the place. I don't know what's going on in here. They're bugging out because this was a game that we could not lose. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Kev just blamed me. I don't even know why. He just blamed me for this loss. You know what's going on, man? How did we lose this game? We just lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers, who started Damian Dotson at point guard, ladies and gentlemen. Damian Dotson started at point guard against us, and he dropped 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. And he still only shot 12% from the three-point line. He shot 26% from the field. But guess what? He made some plays when it counted. He blew right past RJ, the 3rd pick of the draft, Barrett, for a freaking layup. And I ain't hating on RJ. I'm just pissed off. Shouldn't have lost this game. You can't lose this game. Andre Drummond, 2 of our cornerstones, Kev. Andre Drummond gave it to Mitchell Robinson. 33 points and 23 rebounds. I thought Andre Drummond was going for 40 and 30 today. That's the way he was playing. You know, he was taking his shoulder, putting it dead in Mitchell Robinson's chest and said, "Get the hell out my way, young man." Everybody wants to try to throw shots at Andre Drummond, man. I don't know why. Duke a hoop. Again, Andre Drummond, 33 points, 23 rebounds. He had 3 assists. He had 2 blocks. He had 2 steals. One of the steals was against RJ Barrett in the last seconds of the game. Isaac Okoro had 13 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Larry Nance Jr. had 14 points and 9 rebounds against the Knicks. Cedi Osman had 25 points and 5 assists. Cedi Osman, 25 points, 5 assists. JaVale McGee, he didn't do anything. Lamar Stevens played some okay defense, I guess. 6 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. And then you get to the New York Knicks. Take a look at the box score for the New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. Reggie Bullock, he had 4 points. Got a big steal at the end of the game, man. All he had to do was turn around, bring the ball back out. He tried to pass to Mitchell Robinson for the dunk, and Mitchell Robinson bobbled it, and we blew that play. Julius Randle had 28 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. Instead of getting back on defense, he fouls Damian Dotson after RJ Barrett turns over the ball. But trying to put the ball between his legs, backwards between his legs, between 2 people. He turns over the ball. Then Julius Randle fouls Damian Dotson, gives him a clear path foul. They get 2 shots. 2 foul shots. And then Damian Dotson blows past RJ Barrett when they get the ball back for a layup, uncontested. They take a lead. What was that, a 4-point lead at that time? 5-point lead at that time? Mitchell Robinson had 5 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, 1 block. For the most part, though, he was dominated by Andre Drummond. They had to double and triple team him in the second half. RJ Barrett had 20 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and he was like, okay, RJ's playing well tonight. And then the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter came. and he couldn't keep his hands on the ball. He turned the ball over a few times, let Damian Dotson blow past him. I know he's upset with himself. Hopefully, though, there's some leaders in that locker room that are trying to pick him up. Because that's what you got to do. I know fans are going to be pissed off. I'm pissed off. But if you're in that locker room, vet to it in that locker room, you should be picking up R.J. Barrett. That's what teammates are for, right? It's a brotherhood. It's a family. Pick up R.J. Barrett. Tell him it's okay. It's all right. There's another night. You'll come back and get him. Because if you don't, these are the type of things. If you don't pick him up now, that he's made these mistakes, those things can fester. That's not what you want from him. He had the ball in his hands when it came down to crunch time. We want him to learn that role. He made mistakes, and I'm pissed off that he made those mistakes, but he made mistakes. His teammates got to pick him up. They got to pick him up. Elfrid Payton played 20 minutes, had 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 turnovers. Didn't play in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I think he played like maybe a minute in the fourth quarter. Didn't play in the fourth quarter because Emmanuel Quickley was hot for most of the game. He had 23 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, no turnovers. He shot 53% from the field. He shot 43% from 3. Emmanuel Quickley was playing ball tonight. But, you know, Cornerstone says he should have played 48 minutes. We're complaining about RJ playing 38. We're complaining about Julius Randle playing 38. But Emmanuel Quickley should have played 48 minutes tonight. You know what I'm saying? You know. Austin Rivers, he gave us nothing tonight. Nerlens Noel, I was pissed off. I was mad at Nerlens Noel in the first half of the game. I gotta say, Nerlens Noel, when we made that run in the third quarter, it was because of Nerlens Noel and Emmanuel Quickley. It was those two guys that spurred us on to the run. Nerlens Noel was getting blocks. Emmanuel Quickley was scoring the basketball. It wasn't just Emmanuel Quickley, but he was part of it. But Nerlens Noel got a lot of key blocks in that third quarter to help the Knicks get a lead. We had the lead 10 minutes in the fourth quarter, up 84-80. Couldn't pull it out, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Knox had 6 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Obi Toppin, he had 2 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Played 9 minutes and 57 seconds. The New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers in a game that we really needed to win. My heart hurts. 106-103 to a team that was more depleted than us. So let me get these guys over here, man. I know. Let me get these guys over here. Tony Crow, what's popping, brother? How you feeling?
Oh, man. Not good. I didn't even want to come on the show, but I got to show love, man. So I got to spread love, right? So, I'm here. Yeah. Depressing, man. This, and then I find out Dotson ran the point. I ain't see the beginning of the first quarter. We need a point guard. But I'll let you go through the panel. Shout out to the chat. Your black is tired. Look, I didn't even say my slogan. I'm all distraught.
It's a tough one.
We'll get into it.
It's a tough loss, man. Tough loss. Isaiah, go ahead, man.
Shout out to Tony. Shout out to 48-minute Kev. Not him, Devon. One man said, yo, I ain't never heard nobody say, yo, you gotta play 48 minutes. Nah, Kev, I love you, Kev.
It was out of context.
Yeah, okay.
Out of context? It wasn't out of context. You said the man should be playing 48 minutes,
man. It's called talking angrily. I didn't really think it through.
I feel you. I'm with you tonight, Kev.
You know what, Sim? I'm going to say it again, like I said before the show started. I don't know when we're gonna win a game. I really don't. Tonight, I think every Knicks fan feels the same way. We really needed this win. Again, I thought last night, I thought the other night was the most embarrassing loss because Brooklyn had Kevin Durant, and yes, we get it. It's Kevin Durant, but for the Cavs not to have their two lead guards, their two lead scoring guards, and the Knicks still couldn't take advantage with the guard play. I mean, we're gonna get into it, but
actually, that's not.
Well, no, I'm lying. No, I'm lying. That's not what happened.
What are you talking about? Emmanuel Quickley had 23 points.
No, you're right. I didn't mean to say the guard play.
He was the best guard on the floor.
Andre Drummond looked like Shaq in the Magic, but we're gonna talk about that. But yeah, let's get the show popping, man.
Divine?
No, I'm not going to blame it on no individual player whatsoever. Our perimeter three-point defense was stinking tonight. You let Osman shoot and probably let him shoot it at will. Even Drummond was trying to launch him. Our perimeter defense was in turnovers, obviously. I think that's what really beat us up tonight. Drummond going to be Drummond, but he's not the reason why we lost that game. It's our perimeter three-point shooting defense wasn't there tonight, man, because they were just, Osman was launching, Nance was launching. These cats were shooting threes from all over the gym. It don't seem like it was a lot, but when they were shouting, they was going in. So we just wasn't guarding the perimeter. I like what Noel did tonight. And despite Knox not having a high-scoring game, I love what I'm seeing out of his energy. He's doing everything, the things he never did the last couple of years, rebounding, trying to, pass the ball efficiently on a break. I like what he did tonight, but overall, Sim, it was that's what our Achilles heels was tonight. It was that 3-point shooting. We couldn't get none, stop none of them 3-point shots and the turnovers. Turnovers really, I think, would beat us down tonight too as well.
Especially in the first half. The defense in the first half was putrid. It was terrible. We scored 55 points. We gave up 57. It's putrid in the first half. And Andre Drummond, in the first half of the game, the Knicks had 20 rebounds. Andre Drummond for the Cavs had 14. The Cavs had 28 rebounds in the first half. Andre Drummond had half of them. The Cavs had freaking 57 points. Andre Drummond had a third of their points in the first half. He literally had a double-double at halftime. He had 20 points and 14 rebounds at halftime. He dominated the first half of that basketball game, and there was nothing we could do about it. And then our defense still on that, on the three ball was terrible. We were giving guys wide open looks all over the floor, and they were knocking them in. Bang. You know what I mean? Talk to me, brother.
Yo, man, this game we should have won, man. There was no way in hell we should have lost the game to a depleted team like this, man. They had 7 players on the roster. We beat them early in the season when they were undefeated, man. To go in Cleveland and lose, man, it's a disappointment, man. We're going playing like the old Knicks again. It's a damn shame. I got nothing to say, man. They playing real disappointing, man. They can't finish games. Back to the old Knicks, man. Back to that old squad.
I hear you. 48-minute cornerstone. Talk to me, brother.
I can't get over that.
Okay, we're going to be on you about that one, but that's all right. That's cool. We know we're going to be on you about. If you guys would have heard before we jumped on the live stream, you guys would have loved to hear that conversation because we was in here arguing like a mug, man. You would have loved to hear that. Go ahead, Corners. I should have recorded it so I could put it out. Outtakes or something like that. You know what I mean?
Outtakes.
Go ahead, Cornerstone.
I don't know what to say. I think I was mad the whole night. The only bright spots was Quickley. I like the activity out of Toppin. I'm really liking the activity out of Knox as well.
You're kind of low, Kev. You're a little bit low.
How about now?
It's a little better. You might just gotta have to yell like you was yelling earlier or something.
Nah, well, the thing about it is, I think we have so many low to no IQ players on our team. Everything between Bullock, between Peyton, and by the way, Peyton again was a minus 14. So that tells you right there that he was not engaged. All right. You can argue that all you want. He was minus 14. Point is,
but listen,
he was minus 14.
First of all, the plus minus is to me is the dumbest stat ever, right? Because you can be
they create it. Then why did
for fantasy stuff, right? It's the dumbest stat ever. I mean, that stat literally doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Because it all depends on what rotation you're with. You could be in a rotation one day, and that rotation goes down 20 points, and you're negative 20 on that day. You know what I'm saying? Just because you were in with that rotation, it really doesn't mean anything. The bottom line is the Knicks were up 84-80, 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Elfrid Payton was nowhere to be seen. He came in for about a minute, and I think maybe Tom Thibodeau wanted to give Emmanuel Quickley, maybe tell him something in his ear. Emmanuel Quickley was upset that he was being taken out at that point, too. I seen the way he threw his hands in his hair and moved his head. But at that point, you got to listen because you don't know if the coach wants to tell you something. And it was clear that, yes, the coach wanted to tell him something. He got right back in the game, right? It was 84-80, and the Knicks lost that lead without Elfrid Payton on the floor. So you can't just put this on, you can't talk about Elfrid Payton. They had the lead in the fourth quarter with your guy or everybody's guy in the game.
So what I'm going to do,
let's not do
what
that.
I'm going to do, all right, so what I'm going to do, because I know they're going to replay it, I'm going to watch that whole thing again. And I'm going to look at Payton, and I'm going to look at, I was pissed at RJ too. I was pissed at RJ as well. They just made dumb turnovers that I don't know what turnovers led to, to the points and everything, but they just made some dumb turnovers. And it was just nerve-wracking. It was nerve-wracking.
Listen,
am I right? Am I right?
You're right.
Am I right?
You're right.
It was nerve-wracking.
But listen.
And this seemed like, and this. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let me jump in here for a minute. And by the way, if you want to go by plus minus, your boy Mitchell Robinson was a negative 19 too. All right.
I'll get on him too. He was bullied. He was bullied big time.
Okay, let me go, Kev. Let me go. All I'm saying is that stat, throw that stat out the window. It's dumb, right? And I'm not getting on Emmanuel Quickley when I'm saying that. What I'm saying is the Knicks were up 84-80, and the lineup that you wanted on the floor was in the game. They didn't pull it out for almost that entire fourth quarter. I have who my scapegoat for this game is, though. I'll save that for later. I do have a scapegoat for this game. And I'm not a scapegoat person, but I got one for this game. Go ahead, Prince.
Muted.
You muted, bro. You muted.
Oh, man, bro. Oh, man.
Your boy played great, just to let you know, the Prince.
Man,
Knox played great.
This ain't a me, this is a we. And we was trash tonight, dog. like we was trash. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how else really to put it. We just got to be better, man. Like, I don't know where it starts. Like I said in the pregame, we needed intensity. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still that spark ain't there. We still ain't playing with that spark for whatever reason. And we clawed back in this game. We made it a tie ball game, you know what I'm saying, in the third, like Sim said, or late in the fourth. It was the end of the third. We actually tied the game up. And Sim said we took the lead. Like he said, we took the lead and we lost it. And they ran up the score on us, you know what I'm saying? So, it's a couple glaring holes and spots and things that we can look at of why and how. But again, like, to lose to a team like this is one thing to say we lost to Kevin Durant, a couple nights ago, but to lose to a team with 7 players and 5 of them was centers, come on, man. Like, that's bad. Like, that's bad. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, the careless play down the stretch, taking care of the ball, that was horrible from RJ. Being able to score when we needed buckets, you know what I'm saying? We couldn't really execute. Tibs called the one play right out the timeout, and it was an action with Quickley and Julius Randle, and we couldn't get nothing. They kicked it back out to Randle, and he shot. Well, actually, I think that's when RJ bailed us out with that long two. You know what I'm saying? But just stuff like that, man. We have to either dive deeper into the offense, or maybe it's time to start shaking this thing up. I hate to talk like that, y'all, but I mean, it just don't, like, it don't look. I don't see no up. And like Sim, I know Sim was laughing at us saying this about us Knicks fans, and it's true, y'all. When we winning, we think we ain't gonna never lose again. But then when we lose it, we feel like we ain't gonna never win again.
Yeah.
It seems like we lost our will to win. That's what it seems like in these 5 games.
Well, I wouldn't even say that cornerstone, because as you can see, we fought back. Like Sim said, New Orleans coming in that third quarter, man, he played great. I give him his respect.
Yeah, in the second half. But what about the first half?
Well, that's when it counted, though. Yeah. I hear you, cornerstone, but that's when it counted, because we needed him and he stepped up. So again, you got to give it to him when he gave it to us. So I'm gonna give him his respect for what he did. And the claw back in, I can't say that we don't want to win. It's just we just made boneheaded mistakes for a young team with, like you said earlier, cornerstone, with so small of a window to win.
Margin. Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying? Like we can't have RJ trying to go and1 mixtape with 48 seconds left on the clock. Like that ain't you, RJ.
Exactly.
Well, Prince, here's the thing too, right? This is an old sports thing. Bad teams find a way to lose. Good teams find ways to win.
Facts.
So right now, listen, we gotta call. Listen,
they're bad teams too. Two bad teams. There's no reason.
Right.
There's no reason.
Hey, Tony,
lost that game. I'm with that.
Hey, Toe Crow with that smoke. And I'm smiling, but again, like I said, this is a demoralizing. So, like one of us said it earlier, like locker room, dividing type of loss. Because again, when you looking at yourself like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Now you looking side-eyed at your homeboy now. Now you looking upside his head like, bro.
Well, here's the thing, though, Prince, right? But when you lose, no, go ahead, Tony.
Even if we won the game by 1, like that's not a good win. Like a win's a win.
Nah.
We supposed to blow them out the water.
Exactly.
Like seriously.
Exactly.
That's running the point.
This is where like I was laughing with Sim when we first came on. Like this is tonight where Dolan might make a call, y'all. Like this is where Dolan makes a call. Like, okay, now.
I don't think he will.
Hold on one second, Kev.
Yeah, I don't think he's a Knicks fan.
Yeah, I don't. Well, listen, right? I don't think it's okay. Let's say this: if this was in the Garden tonight with people, oh my God,
yeah, that'd be a problem.
I think Dolan would have not said it. He would have been looking at him like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" But luckily, it wasn't. So I don't think Dolan's really gonna say anything about this. But look, right, these are the losses where I do agree, Prince. You start looking at your teammates and be like, "Hey, bro, what's going on?" And this should be a win. This should be to listen. If and this is what I hope. This is what I really hope, and I'm so serious when I say this. The Knicks need a players only meeting right now.
Now.
If I'm and I'm looking at the leaders. If I'm Austin, Taj, and Randall, either tonight or tomorrow, whatever day they want to do it before Sunday, they need to have a player only meeting. And they need to let whatever's going on or whatever they feel out in that circle, and they need to let it out.
Get it out.
Because right now, we lost 5 games. We have literally lost 2 games in a row where they had no starting point guards.
But I'm going to say this, though. The only thing I'm going to say to that, a players-only meeting, is great. Anytime a players-only meeting is great. And I don't know if you were saying it in this way, but you were like, whatever is going on, they need to get it out. I don't think there's any team dysfunction besides not being a good basketball team.
I'm not saying it's dysfunction. I'm saying that something got to change, because right now they're not playing. They're not making winning plays. They're doing boneheaded stuff, and they got to figure it. Because right now they're losing to teams where I get that we're not a good team, but tonight, this is the game where they have to say, we should have lost this game. Like, I understand that, players go through the motions of, you know what? We're not going to win 82 games.
Are you looking at Tibs? Are you looking at Tibs?
But don't you think they probably are in the locker room saying we shouldn't have lost this game?
Here's the question. Are we going to look at Tibs?
Well, let me get in here for a minute.
We can get into that later.
Let me get in here for a minute. Big shout out to Ghost Rider for the super chat. He said, salute Sim. Salute back to you, my brother. He said, I'm still trying to stay off that cliff. Stay off the cliff. Or if you do get close to the cliff, just put a rope on. All right? Just put a bungee cord on. Make sure you can get back up on top of the cliff. Stay away from the cliff. All right? And then shout out to Do for the super chat. He said, we have the tools to win. When are we going to start to blame Tibs? All right. So now I want to jump in here. I'm not blaming Tibs. I'm not blaming him. But in the first half, I wasn't happy with the substitutions in the second quarter. Right? In the second quarter, that young group had it clicking. It was Quickley, right? It was Kevin Knox, Obi Toppin, Nerlens Noel, Austin Rivers. They had it clicking a little bit, and then Tom Thibodeau brought in Reggie Bullock. It worked even better. No, don't laugh. It worked even better. They extended the lead more. They started getting some more steals and went on a fast break, went on a couple of breaks, this and that. They extended the lead a little bit more. They were playing well. At that moment, they were playing at the height. I forgot who it was. Somebody was at the line. He brings in Julius. He brings in Peyton. And then he brings in RJ. And at that point, it changed. He should have let them guys ride it out for another 2 to 3 minutes. It was about between 5 and 6 minutes left in the second quarter. He should have let them guys ride it out. They were playing ball until the return started to diminish. He should have let them ride it out, I felt. He made the substitutions too early in that second quarter, because if it was the bench who was messing up, he would have pulled them a little bit quicker. Right? He would have, they're messing up. Let me get them guys out. I'm saying the bench was playing well in that second quarter. They were playing well in the second quarter, and I felt like he should have let those guys rock it out. And I think the Knicks would have went into halftime with a lead. I felt like that point right there, I know the Knicks took the lead in the fourth quarter, but I felt like that point right there was a turning point in this game, because the Knicks, they want to run. They were looking good. They were getting steals. They were getting out on a break with those steals. Like they were, well, actually they had three fast break points at halftime only. But they were looking good, and they were playing good defense. They somehow seemed to match up well for that stretch. And at the height of the stretch, at the height of them playing well, right at the peak of it, he started to make those substitutions with Randall and Peyton, and then later RJ. And I felt like he should have rocked out with that lineup.
So, Sam, let me ask you a question. You're a coach. If your bench is really rolling, you're going to leave them in for the whole, pretty much the whole time, if they're rolling, correct?
Well, I'm going to leave them in until I notice that they're starting to get tired and they need a break, because you can notice it, right? And that's the whole thing with, people get mad every time a player gets substituted for, if they're playing well. But, when you're a coach and you're standing there on the sideline and you see, yeah, he's playing well, but he's breathing like, he needs oxygen right now, you got to get a kid a break. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think that those guys were breathing that way. I felt like those guys were just warming up. Right. You know what I'm saying? They had a nice little chemistry going. They should have rocked with that group. In that second quarter, they should have rocked with that group. To me, that was the turning point of the game. I know they took the lead, right? But when they took the lead, when they came back in the third quarter, they took a lead. And then Tibs tried that group again. They didn't click the same way, right? He went with that group again later on in the game. They didn't click the same way. While they were clicking in the first half, you got to let them click. Let it go. I felt like that right there was a turning point. After that, the Knicks went into halftime down 57-55. I think that they should have been up 5 points, 6 points if Tibs would have let that lineup rock out. That's where I really felt this game went awry. And then, of course, in the third quarter, they went down 10 points. Right? They started out the third quarter great. They took a lead. I think they had a 5-point lead in the third quarter.
Yes, sir.
Right? They came out with a 5-point lead. Then they lost the lead. It was a game of runs. I could tell you that. It was definitely a game of runs. Then they lost the lead, went down 12. Quickley came in the game. Nerlens Noel came in the game. They turned it around for us. Right? It was Quickley, Nerlens Noel, Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, Kevin Knox. I don't know if it was. Yeah, it might have been RJ Barrett and Kevin Knox out there too. I don't know. So some mix like that.
I think I think Kevin Knox hit the first 2 threes that really got it starting to turn. They're starting to go. He had a nice corner 3, and then they went up, like you said, they went up a couple of points. But you know what? Not to put it on no play. I'm not even bashing no play. But tonight, though, our 2 veterans let us down tonight. Austin Rivers and Alpha Payton let us down tonight. And I'm not beating them because they helped us win a lot of games too this year. The 5 we won. But tonight,
thank you.
I'm gonna tell you why. Remember when my man took Quickley out? It was a rebound. Came off the rim. Soon he took Quickley out. Soon he took him out. Alpha Payton comes in. Somebody shoot the ball. RJ Payton, somebody right there and didn't get the rebound.
It was RJ Payton. RJ and Payton. The guy came. It was Stevens. He came behind. I don't know if it was
Julius Randle.
He came behind Payton.
Julius.
He came behind Payton and grabbed that rebound. So it was RJ Payton, and then Julius was kind of at they made like a little triangle. He came behind Payton and grabbed the rebound.
Hey, Sam, you know what's crazy, Sam?
That's effort play. They should have jumped. They didn't even jump off the floor. They didn't even jump off the floor, dude. That's effort. That's what I'm talking about tonight. They lost.
The dude should have been boxed out.
Yeah.
I don't like to kill RJ with rebounding, but this is not the first time I've seen a guard sneak up when I see RJ and another player. And it's not always RJ, but I've seen it a couple of times. I've seen it in the Brooklyn Nets game. Where I forgot who it was RJ and Payton. He let some smart dude get the rebound. Yeah, sometimes they just fall asleep with that rebound and stuff, man.
Yeah, I gotta start looking at RJ too, man.
But with all of that though, with all of that said and done, with 10 minutes in the game, it is 84-80. The lineup that people want to be in the game is in the game. That's the lineup people want. That lineup is in the game. One substitution is made, to give Quickley a breather with about 5 or 6 minutes. Make that substitution. But they were up 84-80. And they lost the lead. The lineup that we want in the game, they lost the lead. And I'm not talking about the young kids. I'm talking about Emmanuel Quickley, Julius Randle, I think RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, and Reggie Bullock. Maybe people don't want Reggie Bullock in there, right? But that lineup was out there on the floor. They had the lead. Then they lost the lead. And they never got it back. Yeah, and for the most part, nobody else really came in the game. And what that says to me is we just don't have enough depth on this team.
Man, we don't got depth. We don't got girth.
We just don't have enough depth on this team. I mean, Obi, I understand that Obi didn't play in the second half.
He sure didn't.
He didn't play in the second. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe he did play a couple minutes. I'm not sure. He played when Cleveland came back and took a lead. That's right. He did play because we had that young group in there. And they came in and took that lead. But still, in my heart, I still believe that second quarter, the last 6 minutes of that second quarter, when Tom Thibodeau went with, the veteran lineup, he should have kept rocking with the young guys. I feel like he should have just kept rocking with the young guys. I think we went into halftime with the lead, came out in the third quarter, maybe extended the lead a little bit more, maybe went up double digits, and we would have been able to put this game away. even though Cleveland probably would have went on a couple of runs. You know what I mean? Because it was a game of runs. You know, the game was up and down. It was a game of runs. But so tonight, my scapegoat, my guy that I'm blaming is Tom Thibodeau. People can look at and say, this guy didn't do this guy didn't do that. The lineup that you want on the floor was in the game when we had the lead in the fourth quarter. So as far as I'm concerned, everything else, as far as what the players did beforehand, we had the lead with the lineup that you want on the floor in the game. So, and they lost it. They lost it. You know, we made some bad plays down the stretch of the game. Now, the one thing I will say down the stretch of the game, and I'm not blaming anything on RJ, right? He's going to have to be in these situations to learn what he can and cannot do. But down the stretch of the game, the ball was mostly in RJ's hands. A lot of those plays down the last 3 and 4 minutes came down to RJ. I think Julius Randle took one shot when he dunked it.
Yep.
Right? But RJ had the ball a lot of times and Quickley did not have the ball in his hands. He was over in the corner. There was a lot of some plays with Julius and RJ handing the ball off and trying to get some things done. The one play that Prince was talking about when RJ knocked it in, with the shot clock running down, was a big one. But RJ had the ball in his hands a lot coming down the stretch. And this was one of the games where, he made a few mistakes. You know what I mean? Of course, he made a few mistakes.
Question.
Question. Yeah, go ahead, Knock.
If you would have had Knox in the position that Bullock had, driving to the basket, you think Knox would have finished it or blown a layup or turned the ball over like Bullock did? Like the last 3 minutes, that layup he missed or he passed out. You think Knox would have done it?
He would have got the shot off.
Yeah, he would have got the shot off.
He would have got the shot
off. My question would be, before the shot, would he have gotten the steal?
Got the steal.
Oh, okay.
His length, yeah. I'm just saying, I'm not saying did he get the steal. I'm just saying the time from a fin point to the basket, you want for the layup. Put Knox in that position, you think he finishes it?
I think he might get up and at least gets an attempt off. Maybe he does finish it. At least gets an attempt off.
So what we need probably to do is get a better finishing crew. Knox probably should finish games. You know what I mean? Going to like.
I think he should have took him out for Mitchell Robinson though. I think he should have put Knox in for Mitchell Robinson to get the 3-point shooter. Yeah. I think he should have did that.
And another thing with another thing with Mitch was that he was hurt, and you could see it visibly.
Yeah.
You should have had him out.
But who was you? I mean, Noel played well. He played very well in the second half.
But you got Taj Gibson on the bench too.
Maybe he's not ready to play yet. Maybe he's not ready yet. I don't know.
He's a body, Isaiah. That's all I'm saying. He's a body. That's all. But I'm saying that also because he looked wobbled, when he was running out there. I was like, get him out. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. If he wasn't hurt, then yeah, I wouldn't have said, I would have said a word. He's got to hold his own. But if you hurt, man, you running up and down the court, it's like 4 and 5.
Absolutely right.
But Sim, back to what you were originally saying, Sim, about Tom Thibodeau. So it's crazy, Sim. This is the part. This is where I get upset talking about him because this is one thing that I was very worried about when we had Tom Thibodeau. Because I looked up stuff with Tom Thibodeau, right? And it's so early in the season, so I'm not mad that we got him because I still think he's the right coach for the Knicks. It's just I was always wary of his stubbornness, his way that he doesn't the way he approaches the game sometimes.
That's legit.
I was never a fan of it because I just don't like how he does it. Because to me, he plays a lot of his players' minutes, which again, right now we know why because we just don't have anybody. But it's
not true anymore.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's not true anymore.
The only real rotation guy that wasn't there is Burks. Maybe he's a big part of the rotation, but
and Isaiah, to your point, you talk about his stubbornness. Okay, go ahead.
It just So Yes, like you just said, so we have more players now, and it's just, to me, his stubbornness of his rotations that he's always done, and he's always done this, right? And this is the thing I looked up. He's done this before when he talked about when he got fired from the Bulls. Or I forgot if he got fired or let go. I forgot whatever it was. And then he went. I think he took a hiatus off or something like that. And he talked about when he went to the Timberwolves. Oh, I learned this, and I've learned. I took a step back from the game, and I've seen this. And he ended up doing the same thing he did with the Wolves. And then I remember he got fired from the Wolves. And when he got the job, what did he say? You know, he took a step back from coaching. He learned how to, you know, do this, and in the modern NBA this. And it's just very weary that when he gets back into the position of head coach, he does the same thing that he's done in Chicago, in the Timberwolves. And granted, I understand right now he doesn't have his players for his ideal team, and that there's some people that are injured, which is only Burks really now. But it's just been really concerning about some of the stuff he's done so far. Again, I'm not one of the people that's going to be like five-time Thibodeau.
Explain to me what that is. That's what I want you to do. Explain to me what that is.
Well, so like, you know, for example, right, it's just stuff like, you know, when the young guys are hot, keep them in. Do that.
That's
Keep them in.
Let them rock. Let them rock.
If Payton is doing stupid stuff and Randall doing stupid stuff, or RJ's doing stupid stuff, take them out. You know, to me, don't keep your starters in just because you're the starter. Because it's easy. It's always easy to yank the second. It's
Randall was balling. Randall was balling.
It's always no. I'm just using
Right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right, Isaiah. You're right.
Yeah, let him finish. One at a time.
I'm using those as examples of just like it's always easy for a coach to take out the second unit guys because it's like they're not going to say nothing. But I want to see you if Payton is doing crazy stuff, take him out.
I mean, he did that tonight. He did that tonight.
No, he does, but sometimes it just.
I'm just saying he did that tonight. I'm really just mad about that one stretch.
Right.
That one stretch. That's what I'm mad about. Emmanuel Quickley played 27 minutes tonight. Alfred Payton played 20. Austin Rivers played 17. All right. You know, he's not playing Dennis Smith Jr. He's not playing Jared Harper. So we might as well not even say how come he don't play this guy, that guy, because he's not playing those two players. These are the guards that he's playing. All right. Emmanuel Quickley played the most minutes out of all of the so-called point guards on this team. You know what I mean? The only guard he didn't play most over is R.J. Barrett, and obviously, you know, he's not. R.J. Barrett played 32 minutes. So he did that tonight. My argument is in that one quarter where I felt like he should have left the young guys in the game because they were clicking like a mug.
That's the second quarter, right?
Second quarter. Yeah, second quarter. Second quarter. They were clicking. You know what I'm saying? Rob the Knick. Jump in there.
What's going on?
What's going on, fam?
What's up, Rob? Hey, man. Nothing else. Hanging in there. Hey, look, I got a different type of spin. You know, because we won games, like I always say, for the last couple of years. We're going to win games we're not supposed to win, and we're going to lose games we're supposed to win. But I'm going on like what Tibs said. I even wrote it down in the beginning of the season. He said that training camp is going to go into the seasons, and he's looking for mixes and matches to see how players are playing together. So when I see I don't think that that Tibbs right now is really looking into wins and losses. He's really looking into who's playing better together. Okay. And not like young boys versus the old school or something like that. He's looking for a combination of players. And I think that he has to wait till everybody get back. So the process is going longer because players have gotten hurt. Mm-hmm. I think by now, within 15 to 20 games, that he would already have had who he thinks that he wants to play as a unit together. So now we have that's why it seems like when he pulls out a player, a runner stop, or he doesn't put in a player, or he'll change the matchup, and things just look all crazy because I really think right now he's not really interested in winning right now, even though we did win early, because it's going right back to ugly basketball, ugly substitutions and things like that. So I think he's evaluating players on the fly. And with that short training camp leading up to now, it doesn't look like a Tibbs. It doesn't look like a Tibbs lineup yet. I haven't really.
So Rob, let me ask you this. So we've played what, about 12 games now? 12.
Yeah, we about 12 in.
12 games. 12 games.
How many games do you think, in your opinion, how many games do you think where he'll say, okay, this is who I'm rolling with? What do you think?
I think if we didn't have the injuries early and we just was full staff, that between 15 and 20. Now I'm gonna stretch it out to about 20 to 25 games.
Okay.
That he will have somebody that we would say, okay, we can read the substitutions, because everything looked crazy from game to game. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I only go on like what he said earlier. And then today in the press conference, he also brought that up. He brought it up again. And I just wanted to see, that's why I wrote it down early, because, I wasn't a big Tibbs guy in the beginning. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't a used car salesman.
Okay. I didn't hear the press conference, but I heard that somebody mentioned moving up quickly to maybe shaking up the what happened with that?
And yeah, that's when he brought it up again. He said, look, we still like pretty much into the training camp part of, I haven't really have a start. I'm seeing what works. So I looked at to what he said earlier in training camp, and it was pretty much the same thing. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because he's still sticking with it. And then, like you said, we all see lineups that match that we say, yo, he should be running with that. And then all of a sudden he'll pull out a player and then stick somebody else in there, and then it get all crazy again.
Well, Rob,
but see, I kind of feel like, to be honest with you, the lineups that we see right now, he hasn't changed the starting lineup. It's not like he's been looking. I was just
about to say that.
It's not like he's been looking to see, well, let me see what this guy looks like in the starting lineup. But this guy looks like he's going with the same exact starting lineup unless somebody is hurt. And the only person that's been hurt.
You know what I have to say to that?
Hold up. Right. The only time we had anybody out of that starting lineup was Reggie Bullock. Right? And when Reggie Bullock came out, Austin Rivers came in. I can tell you right now what the substitution patterns are going to be. All right? You got Elfrid Payton, R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, Reggie Bullock on the floor. At about 6 minutes to go, maybe a little bit earlier if Elfrid Payton isn't playing well, but at about 6 minutes to go, Emmanuel Quickley is going to come in for Elfrid Payton. Right? A couple more minutes go by, Austin Rivers is going to come in for R.J. Barrett. A couple more minutes come by, Julius Randle is going to come out. When Austin Rivers comes in for R.J. Barrett, Nerlens Noel is also going to come in for Mitchell Robinson. Right? Julius Randle will be in there for a little bit longer. And then he'll bring either Kevin Knox or Obi Toppin in for Julius Randle. Right? And then, depending on what happens with Nerlens Noel, if they're in foul trouble with Mitchell Robinson and Nerlens Noel, he's going to bring Julius Randle in to play center with one of those guys. Or he might bring, and then now you got Kevin Knox and Julius Randle playing that center power forward position. You know what I'm saying? Now, then when you get to about 6 minutes left in that second quarter, here comes Elfrid Payton coming in for Emmanuel Quickley. A couple minutes later, R.J. Barrett's going to come in for Austin Rivers, and he's going to start to go back to that. By 4 minutes left in that second quarter, the first group is back in the lineup.
Okay, Sims, but this is what I'm thinking. All right, let me say this right quick. Because I've been asked that question before. I say this, I just want to say this right quick. I think 15 to 20, I think the reason why, because the last two seasons, every time like Fizdale or Mike Miller, every time somebody said something or they questioned why you had a player, in 2 games, the player was out. I'm thinking in 25 games, when he start pulling players, you're not going to see him back in the starting lineup. So he's really giving them a chance. That's what I believe. I believe when he in 25 games, when he start pulling people out that starting lineup, you're not going to see him back. So that's why he's giving them a chance to really show what you have and give you a true evaluation. Because the next time when you leave that starting lineup, you're not coming back.
Well, I hope so. We'll see.
I wanted to say this too about the starting lineup.
Yeah. But right now, it ain't the starting lineup; it's the finishing lineup, man. The finishing crew is the
well, not him. Here's the thing,
man. Not starting lineup,
but not him though.
Finishing 5.
But okay, I understand that's how you finish, but damn, if you go 0 for 21 and you start, it's gonna be hard to finish good. But But no, it just, I mean, look, right? The starting lineup hasn't changed, like Sim said. You only change it when it's substitutions. But listen, I don't like paying. Even if you take Bullock out and put Knox in, I think I would like that more than what we're getting now. Again, right? And that's just compromising. If I had to think about something, because again, Quickley and Knox probably starting, I think that might be a little too young. I mean, I would still want it, but I might be a little too young. It still might be a lot of boneheaded plays. But I mean, just to put Knox in there,
I think you need them two in there.
I think you need those two. Yeah, absolutely.
I think you need.
That's my
But Devon, though, you gotta understand, though, Devon. What we're trying to do is that you still have to play quickly 30-something minutes. You can't play in 48 minutes.
I don't think so. I don't think
I'm not saying playing 48.
Check it out. You know what
You did say playing 48.
And I said I was talking angrily.
And let me make this point. You know what?
No, hold on. Let me stop right here. Hold on, Isaiah. And Isaiah, you can help me with the story. Ladies and gentlemen, we were talking before we even got on the stream.
Tone, you see how they doing me, Tone?
We weren't talking.
How they doing me?
We were arguing. We were
Devon,
arguing.
you see how they doing me?
Right? And we were like, Kev,
Yeah,
Emmanuel Quickley played this many minutes. How many? What else you want? He said, play him all 48 minutes. It's like, Kev, you can't play him you can. Why can't you play him 48 minutes? It's like, Kev, you can't play this man 48 minutes a game.
Again, I was talking angrily. I was talking angrily.
He was like, well, why couldn't Quickley play 48 minutes? We're like, Kev,
you ain't right.
Impossible. He's like,
you ain't right.
No, he can play 40. He can play 40. Listen, I'm tired of paying. I need Emmanuel Quickley to play 48 minutes.
That's a good invitation to me.
48 minutes.
I ain't never gonna let that out.
48 minute Cam.
Oh man.
I guess Kev think that we could be in the hood playing for 5 hours all day long. Playing 48 minutes.
Devon.
We playing with sun down. He's like, what?
Yo, Devon.
Yeah.
I hate all y'all. Yo,
Devon, dudes in the hood
only the prince of my only friends.
Yo, Devon, dudes in the hood can't even play 21 up to 21 for 10 minutes, and he want him to play 40. Dudes in the hood can't even play a pickup game.
Hey, yo, I'm 40 minutes. Hey, I'm 50 years old. I can play 48 minutes.
Yeah, all right. Let me get to a couple of stats, guys. Let me get to a couple of stats. You know, when you break down the game, man, when you look at some of the stats and break down the game, we got out-rebounded 48-39. That was one of the things we talked about before the game even started, is that, you know, we got to protect that paint and we got to rebound the basketball. Andre Drummond dominated on the glass. He dominated inside. I mean, total domination throughout the entire game. Nothing we could do. We allowed 26 assists. We only had 20 assists. And it's not like we didn't shoot well from the field. We shot well from the field, and we still only had 20 assists. Right? That means, you know, we were broken down to basically playing one-on-one basketball. You know, we had a low number of assists. 9 steals on the night, so we did get a little bit more steals than we usually do. And, of course, that related to more fast break points. 10 blocks to 6 blocks. Nerlens Noel, he had 6 blocks tonight. The Knicks only had 12 turnovers. Cleveland Cavaliers had 15 turnovers. The issue is we couldn't stop anybody. Right? The Knicks shot 48% from the field. Cavs shot 45.6% from the field. The Knicks shot 36% from 3. The Cavs really only shot 33% from 3. All right. Now, the free throw disparity is also something because Andre Drummond was eating dinner, food, everything from the line. Okay, he was eating from the line. The Knicks shot 87.5%, but they only went, I think they were 14 for 16 from the line.
He used to be a bad free throw
so they weren't getting to the line. The Cavs got to the line. The Cavs were 25 for 34 from the line. Andre Drummond was 13 of 19 from the line. He shot 19 free throws tonight. 13 of his points was from the line because he was dominating so much inside, and we couldn't stop him. That is such a big story of this game. You know, we can talk all day long about what our guards did or did not do. We got killed on the inside tonight. We got dominated on the inside, you know, and that may be a bigger story than the guard play, because we had the best guard on the floor as far as efficiency and scoring, in Emmanuel Quickley, but we got dominated on the glass.
And most of that was in the first half, right? Because I didn't see the first quarter, but I don't think we got dominated in the second half at all.
Well, in the first half, we did. He had 14. He had 20 points and 14 rebounds, right? And so then in the second half, he ended up with 33 points and 23 rebounds. So he still gave us 13 points and 9 rebounds in the second half.
Dang, that's still crazy, man.
Right? He still gave us that in the second half. And by comparison, you know, when you look at what the Knicks did on the glass, we didn't have one person above 6 rebounds. So in the second half alone, he out-rebounded every other person on our team. Right? Reggie Bullock had 1 rebound. Julius Randle had 6 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson had 6 rebounds. R.J. Barrett had 4. Peyton had 3. Rivers had 2. Emmanuel Quickley had 4. None of these guys even approached 9 rebounds. He had 9 rebounds in the second half alone.
I didn't think I would say this, but Mitch is really light. I didn't know he was that, you know. He's got to have
Drummond been doing that. Drummond been doing that to everybody. His whole
You know what crazy?
He's been doing that his whole career, though.
You know how in the NBA, every player has a guy he just can't, like, he plays against him, he just stinks and just can't guard him. You know how every player has that player? I'm sorry to say it. That is Andre. That's Andre Drummond and Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, well,
Mitchell Robinson. I'm sorry to say it, people. I love Mitch. He's a great defensive player, but he cannot guard Andre Drummond to save his life.
Yeah, but Isaiah, but
it was clear
not too many people can
guard that dude.
Yeah. Hey, let me finish these stats. Mm-hmm. Let me finish these stats.
Yeah.
The Knicks had 52 points in the paint. They gave up 54 points to the Cavaliers. The Knicks only had 7 second chance points. The Cavs had 18 second chance points, of course. Andre Drummond. All right. That's obviously Andre Drummond. The Knicks had 11 fast break points, but the Cleveland Cavaliers had 20 fast break points.
20.
All right. And now when you talk about those second chance points, Andre Drummond had 7 offensive rebounds. He had more offensive rebounds than any one of our guys had total rebounds. He had 7 offensive rebounds. Again. 6 rebounds for Julius Randle. 6 rebounds for Mitchell Robinson. What's that? 5 rebounds for Quickley, actually, not 4. 4 rebounds for Nerlens Noel. He had 7 offensive rebounds that out-rebounded every single one of our guys.
How many Knox had tonight?
Kevin Knox had 4 rebounds tonight.
Okay.
Caller, you live, man. You live, caller. What's popping?
What's going on, Tim?
What's going on with you, brother? How you feeling, man?
Hey, I'm good, man. I don't know if y'all talked about this or not, but I didn't get a chance to watch the full game. By the time I got home, there was like 5 minutes left to go, like in the fourth quarter or whatever. Now, one thing I noticed is when Tibs called that last time out, I would say this, man, and we didn't, I don't know if y'all brought it up or not, like I said, but Julius Randle's body language coming out of that timeout was horrible. If you go back and watch, as soon as that timeout ended, he came out on the floor, he's shaking his head, he got his head down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that can't happen, man, because basketball is an energy game, man, and people pick up on your energy. If you come out of a timeout like that with negative energy, bad vibes is going to happen, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to come out clapping.
Back to blaming Julius.
Go. Like, you know what I'm saying? And all that type of stuff. Not putting your head down, shaking your head, and all of that. That just, like, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't, for me, anyways, like I said, I didn't watch the whole game, but from what I saw from that point on, and it's just one little incident that just needs to get cleaned up, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing you cannot do after a timeout is come in the game looking like you already lost. We were only down 4, bro.
Yeah,
Like, you know
I mean,
what I'm saying?
I get it. I get it. I mean, we don't know what he was shaking his head about. He could have been shaking his head for something he did.
No,
I
he
mean,
looked sorry.
I mean, you never know.
Go
but,
back and watch it.
Huh? I mean, I know. I seen his
I
body
said,
language. I seen him. I was watching him.
it.
He looked pissed off a lot of times when he was out there on the floor when the team, was making mistakes. You know what I mean? He looked pissed off, and I mean that's, that's gonna happen. I think he's had good body language for most of the year. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen. If you looked at R.J. Barrett in the timeout, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he was looking pissed off too.
Yeah,
I mean,
man,
he was probably pissed off at himself, but he was looking the same. He was looking the same way. You know what I mean? And when you look at Emmanuel, if you watch Emmanuel Quickley, when Tom Thibodeau pulled him out, it seemed like he pulled him out for a quick breather. Matter of fact, twice I seen Emmanuel Quickley. I don't know if
but he
Tom
got
Thibodeau,
an earful though.
But look, Tom Thibodeau called a timeout before Emmanuel Quickley did anything. Tom Thibodeau called a timeout, and he was yelling at him about something he did on the floor, did or did not do on the floor, right?
And it
Quickly walked
probably
past.
was something defensively.
Well, I mean, but what I'm saying though is Quickly walked past him, and waved his hand in the air. I don't know how many people caught it. I did. It was his inside hand, the hand closest to the bench. Just kind of waved his hand. And then in the fourth quarter, when Tom Thibodeau took him out, you know what I'm saying? You seen him looking over to the bench. You seen him look. The camera was right on him, looking over to the bench. Then he threw his head in the air like this, and then he looked over to the bench again, threw his hands on his hips and walked off the floor. Right? Mad because he was being pulled out the game. Right? I mean, that's bad body language too. He got right back in the game. That's bad body language too. I was peeping that tonight. And if you get a chance to go back and watch the game, tomorrow I'm going to do the shoot around. I might try to go clip those things out and talk about it a little bit on the shoot around. But that's also bad body language. That's one of the things where Isaiah was saying the team needs to, the team needs to talk. They need to talk. And the veterans, and I don't know if the veterans seen all of those things, but they need to.
Oh, so I'm pretty sure, man. You know how it go, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you out there on the floor, everybody is watching everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if we picked up on it, I'm pretty sure coaches and, you know what I'm saying, like other personnel picked up on it. And if they picked up on it just as we did, then, some of the players on the bench picked up on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I always like to say this, man. A lot of things just start with energy. Like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't even need to be like that. Things aren't going your way or things aren't going right. But if you just come out with that right type of energy sometimes, that puts a different outlook on how the team and how people are going to view the situation that's going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you go for a job interview, right? If you step up in there and, like, you pretty high perched and you're like, hey, hello, this and that, and you got that high energy to you, people going to look at you different. If you come in there with your head down, you know what I mean? And you just kind of seem off, then you probably gonna get pushed down to the bottom. Like, people ain't gonna look at you the same. That's all. That's all I'm trying to say. Like I said, I don't know if y'all had talked about it or not because I just joined the show. I was late. I just got off work. You know what I'm saying? Like a little while ago or whatever. And I saw you was on. So congrats for getting back on.
Yeah,
and all of that. But
that.
I just wanted to put that in there if nobody else did.
I tell you what, we talked about it in the game preview, and Julito brought this up. A loss tonight could be one of those locker room killers, man.
Yeah, it's a devastating loss. This
is definite. This is
We should have came into this game. And I'll say it like this. We should have came into this game beating the brakes off of them. That's what we should have did. to be honest with you. Like, we should have came in this game guns blazing, tires rolling, and having them play catch-up, not us play catch-up to a short-handed team that ain't even got their best players in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they had Andre, but like we said, man, they didn't have their best guard.
No,
and I'm glad I had to work today, because had I would have watched this, I would be irate right now, saying, like, I would be like, yo, come on, man, this can't happen.
Nah,
Can't happen. Listen,
I hear you, man.
Tibs
I hear you,
probably
man.
telling them the same thing.
I hear you.
How we go in there?
Who's Mark's walking around Queens right now? Pistol.
All of our players, not all of them, but you know what I mean.
Mark happy.
How we coming
Mark
there?
happy.
Hold up, guys. Hold on. He's still talking. He's still talking.
My bad, City.
Oh, yo, you good? But anyways, yo, I'm gonna jump down in the comments. You probably got another calls and stuff like that. Thanks for taking my call, Sam. And yeah, I'll try to get on tomorrow when you do the other show.
Shoot around tomorrow, 12:30. Yeah. We'll be able to analyze the game with cooler heads. And all that.
48 minutes.
Listen, we're not gonna demand that guys play 96 minutes a game and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We're not gonna do that. So let's do this. Let's do this, right? Because we've been through all the bad stuff all the entire time. Let's talk about anything positive that you saw tonight. All right, let's talk about that. So let me start with this.
Was that City for real? Was that City for real on the phone?
That was City for real. That was City for real.
So. Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah, that was
He
City
ain't
for
mentioned
real.
He ain't mentioned the Wolf of Wall Street. He ain't even mentioned it.
He didn't mention the Elf of Wall Street tonight. So let's start with this.
I thought it was him, but I didn't hear the Wolf. When I ain't hear the Wolf,
I didn't want to bring up that Elf of Wall Street no more. He like, damn.
So let's start with this. R.J. Barrett has already scored 1,000 points in his career. All right, he scored 1,000 points in his career. He scored his 1,000 points tonight. He probably doesn't really care about it because he knew that he was going to score that many points in his career. But hey, it's an achievement. He scored 1,000 points. Big shout out to R.J. Barrett for that. It did not result in a win tonight, and I know he's beating himself up over some of the plays down the stretch of this game. He's going to get better from it. I'm hoping that the guys in the locker room, like I said earlier, are picking him up, letting them know it's going to be cool. I'm going to tell you the number one guy that I want to be doing that is Julius Randle. Right? Julius Randle's got to, like it or not, if people like this or not, Julius Randle's been in the league for a little while. He's 26 years old. R.J. Barrett's 20 years old. R.J. Barrett is going to look to Randle for some approval for some things. Like it or not, people can say, no, he ain't. Why is he going to look to Randle? Blah, 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 and boom, boom, and all of that. It happens naturally. That's the natural order of selection. Okay? He's going to look to Randle to say, he's going to look to him for some approval. And Randle should, hopefully, he does, go say, hey, listen, I missed a free throw too. I dunked it. I had a chance to bring the game to within one, and I missed the free throw. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get better. You're going to have good nights, down the stretch. He needs someone to do it, and I want it to be Julius Randle because right now he's, clearly the best player on the team. And to hear it from Randle, I think would go a long way for RJ. And just helping him to boost his confidence. Clearly, someone like Taj Gibson is going to tell him that, and some other guys. But I think it would be more impactful coming from Randle. That's one of the steps Randle's always talking about. He's got to take some steps to becoming a leader and helping his teammates get better. That is a step that I think he needs to take, and hopefully he does. We will never know. But unless they talk about it in an interview or something like that. But I think that's what needs to be done. Anyway, RJ scored his 1,000th point tonight. So big shout out to him for that. Tony, anything positive? Talk to me about anything positive that you've seen from the game. I know it's hard because the game stings. We're mad because, we lost a game that we should have won. Anything positive that you're seeing in there?
I liked a lot of what I saw from Quickley. Obviously, I think that's the consensus. Spot is.
Come on, let's dig deep. We gotta dig deep, fellas. Let's dig deep. Let's dig deep. Listen, I did a training today. I did a training today, and I'm gonna repeat what the lady said, man. She did. You know, I brought her in as a presenter to some people, and you know, she looked at everybody and she said, "You are the light. It is within you. You have all these beautiful qualities within yourself. You are the light. Let's be the light. Let's be the light."
Wait, what you
we gotta find.
mean?
There's some stuff in there. It's hard to look at it. It's hard to look at it, but there's some stuff in there. Divine, tell me something, man. Something positive you can take away from this.
For me, I continue. I like they fight. That one thing I can say, I like the Knicks. They still fighting, you know, and that's all you can ask for. Even when you got a team that's not as good as, a deep roster, but they fighting though, you know. And I like what Noel did today in the second half. That's the first time in the whole season I see Noel really get out there and get after what we brought him there for to play some defense. I got to give him his props the way he played tonight. He must have heard us in the chat for the last couple of months because he sure played better tonight. And Quickley, I like what Quickley did. Even when he went to the bench, you know what, man? I know that might have been bad posture, but you know what Quickley was in his mind? He was saying, y'all cats ain't doing nothing. I'm balling. Y'all ain't. Well, I got to come on. I ain't mad at him for being. I want him to have that fire as a rookie because if he just a set coming out like, man, I'm coming out. He on fire. Yo, coach, I need to be in there. I like that out of him because that let me know that he got fighting him. And like I said, the Knicks are fighting. They just not producing, but they fighting. I mean, I like what Kevin Knox did, that he might just score a lot of points there, but he's still engaged on a lot of different levels, rebounding, defense. His pass is pretty good. So I mean, you know, we lost the game. I know it's heartbreaking, but I think we cut the turnovers down. It wouldn't have been a problem. And so I miss a negative loss, man. But at the same time, it's always some good spots in there. And I think that Noel and Quickley was my good spots tonight. I think they did pretty well tonight.
Okay, all right. Cornerstone. Give me something positive, man. Give me something positive, Cornerstone. Come on, man.
You are the light, Kev. You are the light. Reach for that light, Kev.
No, I was looking for the liquor store. You know.
That's the wrong lights. There's lights on at the liquor store, but that's the wrong lights to look for, man. Come on.
I mean, look at Tone, man. He we're feeling the same thing. All right. So Quickley and Knox, those are my only two bright spots. I think Quickley is really starting to understand how to run that point guard in the NBA. I don't think it'll be too long before he's I know you were saying, Sim, you don't think that he's going to start very soon. I think he's making a case for him to start very soon because
he is.
You know, the one thing I liked about him tonight was that he wasn't like he was doing earlier, you know, trying to do the and one, you know, trying to get fouled and everything. He's cut that down completely. I didn't see none of that tonight. He looks more confident, and I just see, you know, really good things, you know, coming before him, you know, if he keeps his work ethic up.
Okay.
And again, I liked what Kevin Knox did tonight as well.
All
and
right.
That's where I'm going.
All right, let me come to Big Bubba.
What's up? Okay, dang, all right, Kevin. Kevin laughing like he got an 800 credit score. I thought Kevin laughing.
So talk to me, man. Tell me something. Tell me something. A few things, man, that you like, man. A few things that you like.
A few things. All right. So this is 2 games in a row. RJ Barrett has shot efficiently. He's shot efficiently. Listen, Simon. We all see the comments. He's a bust. He's DeMar DeRozan. He's 20. Listen, people gonna be mad. People gonna be mad at him. He's gonna have games he shoots bad. He's all right. Quickly, he's getting into a groove. Them late night picks in the gym that we see, he's putting in the work. We've seen 2 games in a row. Sim, I will say I apologize to Kevin Knox. I had no faith in him this year, Sim. I'm gonna be real with you. I had no faith.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's 2 this year. That's 2 this year.
What was the first one?
Julius Randle.
Okay. But
What you mean?
Anyway,
hey, you a sorry dude, man.
Positive light. Be the positive light. Listen, I was wrong about Kevin Knox. This year he's shown me a lot. It's not going to show up in the box score. His effort, his awareness has been better. His hustle's been better. His motor's there. Personally, I think he's earned a spot to start, and I think he should be starting soon. And to be real with you, if we do see a lineup change, I think that will be the first lineup change that we see is Kevin Knox. He's been really good. And let me say this, and this is a surprise one. Surely but surely, Obi Toppin will be getting real minutes, and I think he will be playing real meaningful basketball. I understand why he's starting off. I mean, Tom Thibodeau pretty much said he has not had physical contact, and they pretty much just throwing him in, even though I didn't get the 50-second thing. You know, he's played 8 minutes today in like 50 seconds. So he's going to be back. I think Obi Toppin is going to play some good minutes soon. And, you know, I think this is where he played like 8 minutes today. I think he's going to go up to like 15 to 18, hopefully next game. So I'm hoping, man. So these are the positive, man. And these are all young guys I just talked about, guys. And this is all what we want to see. So we are seeing improvements from the young guys this season. So I know people are mad about the losses, but listen, RJ's getting better. Quickly is finding his groove. Kevin Knox, the people that we thought he's going to China with Dennis Smith Jr. He's sticking around.
Now we think every player is going to China, bro. We think every player is going to China.
I don't know, son. Dennis Smith Jr. really might go to China.
He really might, but
he really might. I'm not even trying to be funny, but you know what though, Sim? These young guys that I think will stick with the team, I think they're doing good, and I know it hurts. I hate to lose, but we're seeing signs of these players becoming good. You just have to look really hard, really hard. You have to look hard. You got to look past the crap, but it's coming. And people got to realize, man, that, hey, listen, I'm always say this. Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook won 20 games together. And look at them now. So be patient, guys.
Hey, real quick, Isaiah, I don't think it's that we hate to lose. I think it's how we're losing. I think that's the other thing of how we're losing. It seems like we're finding ways to lose.
Let's also remember that we're the 4th youngest team in the league. Go ahead. You're gonna find ways to lose when you're the 4th youngest team in the league.
You gotta remember when you lose, when you're a losing team, you find ways to lose. It's true. When you're a winning team, you find ways to win. Listen. Before you go, Naim, I think what's really, and people don't laugh about this, but I really think if we get Frank back and Burks back, and this guard play a little bit, if we get Burks to come off that bench, that's hopefully I'm hoping that's 15 points. I'm not going to say it's 20 points because I don't think if he's 20 points, then he's 6th man of the year. But if we can get that solid 15 points from Burks, and we get Frank shooting better than like we see, he's not going to shoot what he shot in that game against the Bucks. Let's just be honest. But if he can give us 2 to 3 threes a game and play the defense that he's playing, I think that right there will change a lot of things for the Knicks. Okay, we just got to hope those guys come back.
All right. Let me get to you, man. Give me a couple positive things that you took from tonight's game. The light, man.
Be the light.
Be the light, baby. Be the light.
The light. I'm gonna have to go with Obi-Wan, man. I got to see him after 9 games. Little bit of time, man, but I'm having him back. Gives me a little enthusiasm, man. I'm glad he finished the game. Having Obi Quickley and got to put him to match with Rivers because it looks like Rivers and Obi need some time together. But I think having Obi back is all right, man. Something positive, something looking forward a little bit towards the light. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I'm a Vader fan.
Rob the Nick, man.
Hey,
Something good you seen tonight.
Oh, what I seen a lot of good things because I'm pretty much looking at it in a different way than pretty much everybody else. I like the fact that RJ took that shot at the end and hit it. That showed growth. Even though he got, he turned the ball over. I didn't have a problem with him. It was and one-ish, but it was something that you never seen before. He tried to get creative with the dribble. I like that a little bit, even though it just hit off of Drummond's foot.
Kickball.
I didn't like that one. I didn't like that one.
It was like, if he would have split the two defenders, we'll be talking about something different if he would have made it. That's how I'm just saying. But I like the fact that he did take that shot. And it seems like today that the game slowed down to him a little bit. He was efficient, and it may be we'll never know what game that a player played that made him get over the hump about like taking a lot of bad shots. He didn't do that today. And then as far as like Obi coming back, I think that was a positive because I felt as though if Obi wouldn't have came back, that dunk that Randall did for the and one, he wouldn't have had enough energy to do that because he would have been on the floor. Mm-hmm. So, and then Knox is doing things on the defensive end every day, every game. You can see something that Knox is doing, and he's confident in his shot. Quickley, it's like you can see Quickley developing right in front of your eyes, and then you can see that he has heart. He took his bad games. He took his lumps. He came back with two good ones. He shot efficient. He passed the ball. He commanded the ball. So, and as far as Mitch is concerned, I seen something. He played hurt. Last year, 2 years ago, Mitch would have sat the rest of that game out. And he came back in the game and he played. Noel played a good backup behind him. All in all, even though we lost, I seen a lot of development on the floor that we didn't see in years past. So, today was a good day, but we just didn't get the win. But we learned at the end, they'll execute better down the end. That's the first time I've ever seen them in that situation where as though they played it like that. You seen that the ball went to RJ. RJ made the shot. Okay, yeah, he turned it over. He got stripped. He wasn't paying attention. And then, that rebounding thing that everybody was talking about, too, that was a bad look right there with Peyton and them standing. I think I was just getting on when that was a bad look. You don't let nobody come in right there while you just standing there. And then, I didn't see no upsetness on your face of Elfrid Payton. You just looked at it like it was all right, like not even like, and you've been taught better. And I also noticed that this here. I also noticed, probably everybody else did too, but probably just never even thought about it like that. I noticed that when Quickley comes in the game and he playing good, it's not the veteran pushing the rookie. It's the rookie pushing the veteran because then Payton starts playing better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you saw Randall giving him the ball too. You saw Randall giving him the ball.
He's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback.
Someone's gonna, if you start to feel threatened, all of a sudden your senses heighten a little bit, right? You feel a little threatened.
His spidey senses started to come on, but
right.
But when Quickley is out, and Quickley has set a fire under Peyton, and then it'll go with Peyton for 3 games, and then it goes away. But the constant pressure that Quickley is going to keep on Peyton may have a better result at the point guard position.
Well, the one thing that happens when Peyton is in the game with Quickley has the ball in his hands more than Peyton.
Even when he's on the bench. And he comes in. Peyton comes in with a different mindset when he sees Quickley out there putting in work. When he comes in, then he feels as though it's like his whole mindset changes.
Well,
Not only that when they're on the floor together, even when Quickley gets off the floor, like he really feels as though it's clear and present danger with this man. This guy is like there for my job.
Well, I mean, it should be that way though, right? It should be
doubt.
like, I feel like, okay, I better do something. Prince, talk to me, man. Give me the light. Give me the light.
You muted.
Give me the light.
Kevin Knox.
Bubba, sit back and chill, man.
You must have took a smoke break.
You already know, man. That's how I'm chilling. That's how I'm straight. Like I'm straight. But you know what I'm saying? All seriousness, like I said, Quickley bounce back. I love what I'm seeing from him. I mean, and I said it earlier in preseason. Quickley is honestly, y'all, 10, 15 pounds of muscle mass in a good season from being a very good point guard. I don't think, there's much to worry about him. Now, again, it's just really when Tom Thibodeau really wants to put the foot on the gas and really start winning. Because I don't know, I'm starting to believe it might be some soft tanking going on. But, I mean, we'll talk about that another day. Right now, I did love what I seen from Knox. Noel stepped up. So, again, got to give props where props deserved. He helped us out in that third quarter and in the second as well. So, you know what I'm saying? Those are the couple bright spots that, again, we can at least smile and say, all right, a couple cats came through. But, again, you know what I'm saying? We got to be better. And I don't know when it's going to start, how it's going to start, but we got to be better.
So some of the things that I saw, clearly on the defensive end, well, Andre Drummond definitely dominated the game in the first half. Again, 20 points, 14 rebounds. In the first half, there were times where I felt like we, with that first unit, try to keep the ball moving a little bit quicker. In the half court set, I've seen it a few times, but it wasn't fully there all the time. There would be a few times when it would pop. Then it wouldn't be there. But I seen it happen, so that they didn't really. I tried to look to see, because we had the discussion in the game in the game preview. Is it Tom Thibodeau who's slowing them down, or is it the players? Right? When Quickley got in with the first group, he still kind of walked it up, pranced it up the floor. When those younger guys came in, they played with a lot more speed. I mean, that's what Tom Thibodeau said, kind of in the beginning of the season. You know what I mean? He's looking for those young guys to play with more speed. But I did see a little bit more pop from the outset and trying to make that ball move a little bit crisper. You got to put it together and make it happen continuously, though. I like the fact that, finally with Obi back, in that second quarter with Emmanuel Quickley, Obi, Nerlens Noel was on the floor with him. Knox was out there on the floor with him. You could see those young guys playing. Obi got the ball a couple of times and he could advance it up the floor. You could see those young guys being able to, play a faster paced, up-tempo type of game. You know what I mean? So you can see it, but again, it was a short stretch. I didn't like the fact that Tom Thibodeau took those guys out at that 6-minute mark. I felt like he should have left them in for 2 or 3 more minutes, see if they can continue to play until they, started giving some diminishing returns. But he took them out earlier. But I was encouraged that I could see it there, right? So I can start to see little pieces, but will they ever all come together? I don't know. You know what I mean? Of course, everyone talked about Quickley and, the way that he's, being able to shoot the basketball. That's always a positive. So, those are a few of the things. It's hard because, we lost a game that we shouldn't have lost. It's hard, but there are some things in there that you can see, right? We all pointed out, Kevin Knox doing some good things. Emmanuel Quickley, so we can see some young guys doing some good things. RJ Barrett, I understand, some of the turnovers he had, but he had the ball in his hands down the stretch of the game. and it wasn't just going to Julius Randle. It went to R.J. Barrett. Could he make some better decisions next time? Of course, but this is you go through it to learn how to make those better decisions. You know what I mean? And the next time we'll look to see if he can make better decisions down the stretch. It really was one decision. One decision, when he tried to put it between his legs, between two players, bad decision. And then, Andre Drummond stole the ball from him when they were, when they were passing the ball in bounds. Maybe you have a little bit more aggression going to the ball. He'll look at those things. Clearly, he was upset with himself. If you seen him sitting in the huddle, he looked like he was going to punch somebody. You know what I'm saying? He had, he had his hands there. He had a stone face. He was upset with himself. You know what I mean? And hopefully, again, guys are going to pick him up in the locker room. But still, he had that chance to do it. He had the chance, and he's just got to learn how to do it. You got to go through those growing pains to figure it out. You know what I mean? Guillermo, give me some light, man, and then I'm going to come to the caller. Yeah, I'm going to come to the caller. Let me get to Guillermo. Then I'm going to come to you, Sav.
Come on, James.
Give us some light, man. We're looking for some light. Right now, we're seeing the light.
Be the light, James. Be the light, James.
He ain't going to get no light. He ain't going to get no light.
Bubba, shut up. Your mom is calling. So light at the end of the tunnel. So again, the way that we coach this team, a lot of the things could change coaching wise, right? Stop playing man. Stop. It's not working. We do not have the cerebral players to reset properly. Teams are shooting us. Chetty Osman should not have 25 points. Andre Drummond down low. We double team a little bit too late in the second half. You know what I mean? We didn't get the ball out of his hands enough. On offense, again, people keep saying Quickley is a point guard. Quickley is not a point guard. Please stop saying that.
He's not a point guard.
No, he's a combo guard. He should be playing off of the point guard. Because, again, the thing with Quickley is that when you play him straight up, he struggles many times getting past his man. You play him straight up and you have a defense who would kind of collapse on him. When you play him, he doesn't have that shiftiness or quickness to be his guy straight up. His best attacks a lot of times, I don't say element of surprise, where he's playing off of the guard, right? Whether it's shooting, where he's catching the ball and just driving straight to the zone. Many times when he kind of resets and holds the ball a little bit, that's where he sometimes comes into trouble unless he could get somebody to foul him. So again, he is not a point guard. He doesn't pass enough again, Elfrid Payne's not a point guard. He's Tridash. RJ Barrett had 3 assists. He would have had one more if Mitch didn't mess up the pass. Elfrid had 0 assists tonight. So I get everybody's frustration. I'd rather have Rivers out there starting where at least he just make the requisite pass than Elfrid Payton. But again, Quickley's best asset is coming off and scoring as a combo guard. You know what I mean? Come off, and I say he shouldn't start or whatever, but obviously have RJ, Bullock, another guy who, Lord Jesus, Bullock has been trash. So again, to me tonight,
so we're looking for the light, man. We're looking for the light. We're looking for some light. We've been through all of that. Right. We are looking for some light.
All right. So the way you coach up this team again, defensive awareness, those things, boxing out. You could shave off a bunch of easy points boxing out, defensive awareness. No, when the ball goes up, look around.
That's not light.
That's not right.
I'm giving a light. Rob. It's my turn.
He's saying good things you've seen from the game.
Yeah, that's light.
Oh, I think we're talking about the light. You're talking about
hope. No. Good things you saw from the game.
Okay. I apologize. I guess you guys define light differently, but so RJ Barrett. Hashtag RJ Barrett to the bench, right? Is that do I hear say that tonight? Oh, what? You guys are quiet. Okay, wow.
What are you talking about?
He had an official.
You're talking about John.
He played well.
No, but I'm saying, but everybody was saying RJ Barrett to the bench. I'm like, let the kid develop. Don't send him to the bench.
Only one person was really saying RJ Barrett to the bench. I've always just said I don't mind if he plays if he goes to the bench or not. I really don't care.
I was with it.
Sim, do you read your chat room, sir?
Yeah, I read the chat. I'm just saying, I don't care if he goes to the bench or if he starts. Only thing, I don't care who starts or goes to the bench. Only thing that matters to me is who's playing down the stretch. That's all I care about.
That's you. So, no, RJ Barrett should not be. He should be starting for right now because if you have Elfrid Payne in the game, at least you have someone else who could try to make plays when you have Elfrid Payne who can't do jack consistently. So, definitely, RJ Barrett, consistent game. Kevin Knox, I thought, even though he had 6 points, I was really pissed with how his usage, right? That was a guy, again, even though we shot 48% tonight, 36% from 3, I thought it was a guy that we missed and he could have been able to help. He could have spaced out the floor. He was in a groove and then he just comes out, right? I thought that was weird. He played 18 minutes. didn't think he was in the game enough for a night where we need that shooting. Randall had a good game again. I felt bad from the end, but again, Randall's a guy you could depend on to hit mid-range shots, drive to the basket, and be some bigger guys, or Drummond at least. I thought it was solid tonight, and Quickley again, like I said, combo guard play was great. And then Nerlens Wells offensively is like we have flashes, right? But Nerlens Wells, he's not on a guy who's physically more dominant than him, and when he's focused, thought he had a good night defensively in that second half. Had a whole bunch of blocks. He was, he was very active with his hands. Six blocks. And obviously blocks are flash plays, but tonight I thought he played great when he was not on Drummond.
Right. But those blocks helped to spur that run in the third quarter.
Definitely.
They really helped to spur that run in the third quarter. You were talking about
guys, real quick, guys. I got to get off. No, I was just saying I got to get off and everything. I'll see your show
you got 48
tomorrow.
seconds. 48 seconds.
Well, you gonna lay that down, Cornerstone.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lay that down at all, man. I'm not gonna. I hope he forgets by tomorrow's show.
No. Wait. Hold on, Kev. Let me tell it again. So, we're arguing before the show even starts, Guillermo, right? And he's mad about all the point guard play and this and that and this and that and this and that. And he's like, just play quickly 48 minutes. And he's serious. I'm like, Kev. No. He was serious, Guillermo. I was like, Kev, you cannot play.
Guillermo, I was talking angrily. I was very angry.
No. Isaiah, go ahead. Do it. Tell him what he said. Tell him what he said, Isaiah. Please tell him what he said.
Guillermo, I was angry. That's all I'm going to say.
Guillermo, look at me, Guillermo. Wait, Guillermo.
That's all I'm going to say. I'll never put you on the witness stand. I'll never put you on the witness stand.
Word to my mother. He was like, we were talking. Yeah, we were talking. He's like, Sid, why didn't Quickley play 48 minutes? No, Sid was like, you can't play 48 minutes. He said, well, why not? Why can't he play 48 minutes?
Shane,
I'm like, dude.
Gilmore.
I'm like, Gilmore. I was like, Gilmore. I'm like, I don't care if you're Lawrence Taylor, LeBron James, Tiger. I don't care who you are. You can't play.
I was angry.
He's like,
Gilmore.
Kev, you was dead.
You were dead serious, Kev. You were dead serious.
I was very angry.
Yeah, he was.
I was very angry.
Yeah.
So let Kevin breathe, man. The Steelers just lost. I mean,
right. But anyway,
I love y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow.
All right,
take care.
Okay.
Now, the one.
Kim, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
Get you.
Big Ben is going.
But look, the one thing I want to say, I think the best defensive effort of the season I've seen today in the third quarter, about 10 minutes left in the third quarter, somewhere around there, where Cleveland was moving that basketball and the Knicks were rotating like you haven't seen them rotate before. Then Dotson went to the basket. Julius stuck with him. He missed the layup. The Knicks got the rebound and went back down the other way. But that was the best defensive possession that I've seen the Knicks play all season. They got to be able to put that together and do it consecutively. I mean, they had some good stretches in that third quarter. But that defensive effort right there, and I'm going to cut that out and look at it tomorrow on the jump. That was the best defensive effort that I've seen the Knicks play this season. It was really, really good defensive effort. Everybody was rotating. I mean, they were there. They were on point. You know what I mean? And it was really good. And hopefully we can bring more of that. But I agree with Guillermo. We need to play some more zone. Or we haven't played zone yet. We need to play some zone.
Yes.
I don't get it. Just play some zone.
Chetty Osman is shooting hot. Chetty Osman, don't get me wrong, open, he can hit shots in there. I think he's averaging like 13 for the past year. Chetty Osman should not be having 25 points a night, mostly on three. Just play zone. Can I ask you this? Do you have, maybe you guys already discussed this, right? And again, I'm not saying to fire nobody, none of that. I'm not even close to that train. Do you think that some of Tom Thibodeau's stubbornness, I'm not talking about wins, but do you think that some of his so-called philosophies and his stubbornness is kind of stagnating the development of some of these younger kids?
I don't know.
What did I say
know.
before?
I know. I mean, Isaiah was bringing that up earlier. He had some of his ways and, that old school style basketball and, with that old school NBA basketball, you don't play zone, right? You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm something I'm definitely going to be watching. Hey, Tony, I'm going to get you. Let me get the Savvy. He's been waiting for a minute, and then I'm going to get to you. All right. Savvy, what's popping, man? Savvy, you there?
Hey, someone music is playing in the background too, please.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. What's going on?
There you go. Literally lounging, Black. I'm taking it, man. I'm gonna make it quick, Tone, because I want to hear what Tone got to say. But I saw a fight tonight, and that's the light for me. I feel like the Knicks that we saw in the beginning of the season is back, so to speak, even though we lost the game. And even though we lost the game to the Cavaliers, nonetheless, I feel like it's a little bit of a rivalry brewing there, just because of the nature of things. They got Dotson. We beat them. They beat us. Drummond keeps on bullying my guy Mitch. But what I feel like I saw tonight was a fight. I saw IQ getting off. I saw RJ finding his shot again. I saw a lot of effort on defense, just like you said. I was bewildered by that last play where Bullock had forced the turnover, ran in transition, got all the way under the basket, stopped, and then kind of passed it to Mitch and forced it past a defender. Right when his arms went that direction, I started to wince, but I digress. More light. We are one day closer to the return of our injured men. Obi Toppin came back tonight. And I feel like with that depth will come some more opportunities to see different guys come in and find their rhythm. Sometimes a guy starts off a game not so hot, but then he sits down for a second, comes back in and gets off. And I feel like with bringing more guys back into the fold that were hurt, we'll be able to create more breaks in the energy for guys to kind of get back in rhythm and then come out and really do something. So being able to just relieve a guy for a few minutes is valuable to me and still have options. So welcome back, Obi. I want to get Alec Burks back. He was making filthy layups and three-pointers for us. Definitely missed that guy, right? But Cav Knox looked like he's just like consistently going to be that guy that can give us a few. Tell me something, right? We beat the Bucks. We beat teams like the Cavs. What do you think is the type of team defensively that we just can't really score on?
A zone. Any team that's playing a zone.
It seems like certain teams that play in the zone, right? Tonight was kind of a low-scoring game. I mean, it wasn't that low-scoring by the end of it, but it seemed like a low-scoring game for most of the stretch. I'm wondering why it seems like we just have offense for certain teams and not others. I didn't think it was necessarily the zone that I was going to blame for that, but I might have to take a second look because I'm just looking at the kind of teams that we're beating and the kind of games that we're playing. And I feel like as long as we put in a fight, we could take it to most of these teams. There's very few teams that have our number defensively.
I mean,
if we just click on offense.
Well, tonight we shot the ball much better. We shot almost 49% from the field and like 36% from three. The biggest issue tonight was getting killed inside, really. And for me, the biggest issue was getting killed inside. We only went to the line. We only shot 16 free throw attempts. They shot 34 free throw attempts. Andre Drummond shot 19 free throw attempts tonight. I mean, that killed us for, a good part of the game. We had no answer for that. We got killed inside. As far as, the guards are concerned, Emmanuel Quickley played really, really good. Our other guards didn't play well, but from Emmanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett, they played well. From those two spots.
Call me crazy. I was feeling like Quickley should probably just pull up from even farther. I feel like if he worries less about the force he's putting on the ball and just kind of lines it up more and I could really let it go because he's farther away, I feel like he'll start to hit that even more. You know what I mean? I was glad to see him get off tonight, though. I'll say this. I would like to see a little bit more purpose and methodology when we got guys under the basket waiting for the rebound. Because sometimes we'll outnumber guys waiting on the rebound and still lose the rebound. So stuff like that bothers me. But the light is that the fight is back. I didn't see it just roll over. So I'm glad about that. And the closer we get, game by game, the closer we get back to having our full set back in the fold. I definitely missed some defense from long arm Lakina. You know what I mean? And he was hitting shots when he got hurt. So let's see what's up. Y'all have a good night. And as always, it's a pleasure.
Appreciate it, Savvy. Tony, I know you wanted to get in there.
Nah, I just wanted to tell you guys have a good night. Shout out to Guillermo, long time no see. Welcome back. Shout out to the chat. Yo, Black, it's time. Son, keep doing your thing.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. I'm getting ready to head off. I'm getting ready to head off myself, man. And get ready for the shoot around tomorrow. We're gonna do the shoot around tomorrow morning or tomorrow about 12:30.
All right. Look out for me. Sunday. Look out for me. Trying to get in. I'm gonna take a quick break somewhere around 1.
Okay. All right. We look out for it.
And I'll try to get my little 15. Maybe I'm in a better mood after I get some sleep. Right.
Tony, you know what you got to do, Tony.
Oh,
I know what you got to do.
You're ready. You're Black.
Yeah, man. But tomorrow morning, on the shoot around, man, we're gonna, take a look and as everybody's emotions calm down a little bit, talk about this a little bit more. But then, we might break down a couple of, a little bit of film, talk about the Boston Celtics, and then look at a few other things that's going on in the league. You know what I mean? So check us out tomorrow at 12:30 for the shoot around. Any last words, man? Divine, I'm gonna start with you, man. Any last words?
Tough loss. Like I said, the fight is there. We just gotta, come out and play every night. I just think like tonight, not to blame nobody in particular, but I think Austin Rivers and Peyton really let us down a little bit tonight, man. I thought we would have got more out of our veterans, or not, our so-called veterans. They didn't come to the table tonight, and but I think we'd be fine, man. It's just a loss. We hate to have a loss, but I'm still encouraged by the things I see going out there. I'm glad to see Obi still out there. Look like he's jumping around, though he didn't score a lot of points, but he is getting up there jumping around. Like you can see his athleticism still there. Good to see Noel. Hope Noel continue doing what he's doing, man. And keyboards and that block on JaVale McGee, boy, that was nice. So I like what Noel did there on the defense, because that's what we brought him there for, defense, nothing else. We just got to come back and play hard, man, and continue fighting, man. That's all we can do until things turn around. But I'm gonna say positive, man. I think we get there. Quickly, good job tonight, and we just hope for the best for Sunday. Sunday 1:00 game, fellas. But that's like one of the matinee games. So
early game Sunday.
Yeah. Other than that, man, peace to the chat, peace to all the brothers, peace to the panel, and send my holler at the brothers tomorrow.
All right, no doubt about it. Not any last words.
Yeah, man, we gotta get back to winning, man. But I'm actually thinking about investing $1,000 on Iggy Bad Stinkers, man. He might
Bro, don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Please do not do that. If you go to prediction strike and you bet $1,000, if you go to prediction strike and invest any money, it's not on me if you lose it. But especially if you go invest $1,000 on Iggy, don't put my name in that joint.
Listen, you put it.
Well, hopefully, man, these boys, man, I wish them good luck, man. 7 games losing streak, 6 game losing streak, man. That's embarrassing, man. Get the act up together, man. Before I do some crazy shit like that, best on, man.
It's not even 20 game in the season.
All right, man. Be easy.
All right. No doubt. Guillermo?
Yeah, man.
Be positive, James.
Bro, you have a curfew. Anyway,
shut up.
So I see little improvements here or there. Again, RJ had an efficient night. That's what he should be doing. That 20 points was very efficient. The 4 turnovers, the 2 of them sucked. But again, I'm just looking for development from certain guys. Like Mitchell Robinson should have a bounce back games in terms of he has to stay true to his fundamentals. He has to put up his strength outcome in the offseason. But hopefully he can stick to his fundamentals, Nerner Wells. Good night tonight. Again, be active on the weak side, like you were against do that against the Celtics. Julius Randle, one thing about Julius Randle, this is tough, man. He kind of kept his head down to the end just for the stupid turnovers. But, I saw him when he hit Knox on the chest, the kind of, when they were getting back, this was like after a timeout. I would just say to Julius Randle, look, this is a team right now that is young, but they need you to keep your head up. They need you to be that emotional leader and to kind of be that anchor. You know what I mean? When RJ was messing up, you kind of got to be the guy that lift up his chin and be, hey, come on. You know what I'm saying? Versus just have your head down. Because, look, he knows he made a mistake. But he has to know that he has the best player on this team. He has to know that he has.
Hey, that's exactly what I said earlier, right? I said, the team has to tell RJ it's okay, pat him on the back, you'll get it, and it should be Julius Randle leading that charge because no matter what people think, even if them two guys didn't like each other, somehow, some way, RJ's 20, Julius Randle's 26, been in the league for a little while. He's best player on the team. He's going to be looking for some validation from Julius Randle. Right. You know what I'm saying? So Randle said he wants to take that step as a leader. He's got to be able to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I missed the free throw after I got fouled. I should have made that free throw. It's not all on you. You'll come back and you'll get them. Yeah, I think that's important.
He's been a little inconsistent. He's been more good than bad. There's when Knox had that turnover a few games ago, he kind of just put his head down like, damn. But on that one, be like, okay, come on, pick your head up. So if he could take that, and again, Randall's been playing great, good to great. I'm not taking anything away from him, but just little things like that because you never know. Now, granted, I don't think you're going to be the Celtics. Come on. But if they had a tight game and those guys are competing. Now, again, Tom Thibodeau does a lot of things that I think kind of hold them back, like not play zone. But if they're competing, right, look what Kevin Knox is doing this year with more confidence and being put in the right place in the corner. You know what I mean? So little things like that. But suit you guys, man. Suit to everybody in the chat, man. The Prince of Embiid, Divine, Isaiah. You freaking. Anyway.
Shut up, David.
Suit to everybody. Suit to you, Sim, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Isaiah, take that raccoon off your head. This dude killed a beaver.
All right.
Oh, boy.
See you guys, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, no doubt. Before I get to Big Bubba here, I do want to just let everybody know, please go to the YouTube chat and look up at the top. There's a pinned message up there, and you'll see it says predictionstrike.com, and there's a code that says NBK. If you go to predictionstrike.com, and the first $20 that you invest, if you use the code NBK, you'll get an extra $10 on top. All right? Free money. That's free money. PredictionStrike.com is a website where you can invest in players as if they're stock. It's based on their fantasy performance, and it's based on how many people buy that player. All right? It's a dope site. Go there. Read the directions on how to play the game, but it's fun. It's a dope game. It's fun. Remember, use the code NBK on the first $20 that you invest, and you'll get an extra $10. Along with Prediction Strike, there's also a link there to a YouTube channel called The Ball Report. And on The Ball Report, we're going to be breaking down players and their fantasy value and players that you should maybe want to invest in for just this night, or maybe for this week, or maybe for the long term, right? Players that might overplay their predictions. All right, it's going to be a dope channel. Right now, we're working on all the little details of the channel, but we should start putting content out there next week. Make sure that you go subscribe to that channel. When I get off tonight, I'm going to leave this up for about 10 minutes so you can come back to the chat. You can go to Prediction Strike. You can go to the channel and subscribe. And you can also go to the NBK app on Wix. Stay up to date with us. Check out some blog posts, some forum posts. Talk with us. Have conversations in there. It's dope. right? Because the one thing with MBK, man, we are working towards building an all-around fan engagement type of a platform. All-around fan engagement. That's what we're trying to do. All-around fan engagement. And stay tuned. Next week, I'll be announcing a couple of contests for an Obi Toppin rookie card. You might be able to win a free $100 or $200 to Prediction Strike. So we got some things going on, man. So stay with it. Fan engagement. That's what it's all about, man. All right. Isaiah, go ahead, man. Give me some last words, bro.
Yeah, so Sam, you said something. You and Guillermo said something that's so important, right? I'm a football guy, as you know. So Mike Singletary, when he was one of the coaches for the Ravens, you know what he said to Ray Lewis? He said, "You can't afford to have your head down. You are the leader of the team. If you have your head down, then the rest of the team will have your head down." So, and again, please don't take this me comparing Julius Randle to Ray Lewis. Please, come on now. But I'm saying that to say that Randle can't afford. Regardless how people feel about him, people can call him Beyblade, spinner, whatever, all that stuff. He is the leader of our team. So he can't have his head down. He can't have the bad body language. He can't afford to do that. He's not LeBron James. He can't pout or nothing like that. He has to be the one to pick everybody's head up. And I do believe that he should pick up RJ's head. Like, hey, you did those 2 stupid turnovers. Listen, let's learn. Let's bounce back on them, learn, and let's do what we got to do. Again, right, I think they should definitely have a team meeting, a players-only meeting. And you know what? Just listen, either, like I said, either tonight or tomorrow. Let it out, and again, it doesn't have to be about being, dysfunctional or right now we're on a 5-game losing streak. We are losing to teams we should not be losing to. Something has to change. Right now, Sim, these young guys, these young players are at a crossroad. Either we're going to continue losing and keep getting our ass kicked, or we're going to do some kick ass. We're going to be kicking some ass. And it got it boiled down to that. Because right now it's not looking good, and it's like we said, it's not getting easier. So you either gotta listen, like Beanie Siegel said, you either gotta get down or lay down. So we gotta do what we gotta do, man. I believe in this team. There's a lot of good young spots, young things that we're seeing. There's a lot of good things that we're seeing, but we just gotta get it together for 48 minutes. We got to get it together for 48 minutes, and we got to do it together. We can't do it. Listen, at the end of the day, 1 beats 5 every single time. So we got to do it as one, man. So, yeah, I know you're looking at that map like that don't make no sense.
Come on,
but
now.
You know what I mean.
That doesn't make sense. How about 5 beats 1 every single time? 5 beats 1?
Okay, 1-on-1. Okay.
Yeah, 5 beats 1 every time. You don't want players going 1-on-1. How about 5 beats 1 every single time? Yeah.
All right. 5 beats 1 every single time. You can never let me be serious,
on, man.
5. I ain't gonna lie. I still know the Game of Thrones, but 5 beats 1 every single time. So, listen, man. We got the Celtics on Sunday, Sam, and you know how we do against them. So, listen, this is it's a make or break game. We either gonna go on a 7-game losing streak, or we're gonna be 1 game. We're gonna be on a 1-game winning streak. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get it. Prince, some last words, man.
I'm just looking forward to tomorrow's shoot around, man. It's definitely a lot of questions that we got to answer. But again, I know some of us say that we early in the season, but I don't know. I think it's about time to shake some stuff up, and that's just being honest. But you know what I'm saying? Still good play from the young guys. Look forward to seeing them still grow, but we got a lot of work to do.
Hey, Rob?
You're muted, Rob. You're muted.
You got yourself muted. There you go.
Yeah, I say that, we're developing players. This is what it looks like. It's not a pretty sight, but this is what it looks like. And this is what we all signed up for. So, tomorrow's shoot around, you know what I'm saying? Once this sink in, we got to realize what team we have. We have a young team. We have draft picks. We have capital. So let's develop these players, man. Whatever we win at the end, we win. But long as we develop these players in the process, that's about it.
I mean, and they're developing. They're developing.
Yeah.
They're growing. They're developing.
It is definitely happening.
They're developing. You know, it's tough when you suffer a loss like this, but they're developing. I mean, we've seen Julius Randle get better. Kevin Knox is getting better. You you got Quickley out there playing basketball. R.J. Barrett, he's growing through a growth process. You know what I mean? And nobody likes to look at the caterpillar, and they definitely don't they definitely don't want to look at the caterpillar when it goes into a cocoon. But once it comes out as a butterfly, everybody loves it. So that development process is hard.
I think we're the larva right now, Sam. We're not even the caterpillar. We're the larva.
Well, we might. we might be. The only thing I will say about this Boston game, Taco Fall better not hit no 3 on us tomorrow, Sunday.
Oh my God! Oh my! Sam, I think if Taco Fall hits a 3, I might see Tom Thibodeau throw a chair.
Man, we might mess around and win that game. Watch.
Exactly.
We might mess around and win that. Even if we win, I do not want to see Taco Fall hit a 3 on us. All right? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you go check out that prediction strike. Use the code NBK on the first $20 that you invest. You'll get $10. $10 extra in your account. All right, check out the NBK app on Wix. And make sure you subscribe to the Ball Report, ladies and gentlemen. We should start having content out next week. And all of that information is pinned to the top of the YouTube chat. It'll also be in the description of this video. So make sure that you go check that stuff out. Like I said, I'll leave the video up. I'll leave the stream up for a little while so that you get a chance to, come back and look at it and all that good stuff. So make sure you take care of that. Have yourself a great weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you tomorrow morning or tomorrow about 12:30 for the shoot around. Short show. It's not a long show. It's a short show. Quick and to the point. The last show was a little bit longer because, the Nets traded for James Harden. But it's normally a pretty short show. So check us out tomorrow about 12:30 for the shoot around. And as usual, ladies and gentlemen, spread love, man. We out of here. Peace.